Blade, that was incredibly close, my friend. I want to know on that last timeout, what did you say to the guys before we hit overtime?
Before we head overtime?
Yes.
Actually, there was a good game plan, but players couldn't stick to it. You know, like it was all about details, how to counter the rounds that they were doing, and I think nerves and some shaky situations. It was a little bit stressful, I think, and that's why they couldn't communicate properly and coordinate in a correct way because it's all about details. Details, you know, like what timings and what angles you pick and at what timing. And that was the main problem why we couldn't finish the match before overtimes.
Now, when it comes to what you guys have at the moment, right? Me and you have spoke a lot recently, mate, and we're seeing that Na'Vi certainly are struggling even more so now against these CIS teams. Do you feel at the moment like you're kind of helpless to fixing this? Because I know you get to talk to them, I know you're able to help them out with this, but it seems like no matter what's going on, they can't find the solution no matter what the game plan is.
I think it's the first reason is online, I'm pretty sure. And if you speak about these games specifically, I think it was a little bit, how to say it, we in our heads we already were winning, you know, like it was very close, very easy last map, and everyone wanted to close it, but I was keep saying like, let's focus and finish, don't stop doing mistakes, and I think we should not underestimate them at that score when we were leading. And I can say that you are talking about bad moments because sometimes there's a good game plan and players can finish it and they can dominate team, you know, because it's like bad situations and bad memories are always first, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
But at the same time, there are a lot of matches when players are fine and they're not nervous at all and they stick into the game plan and they don't panic in stressful situations.
I guess for me though, when you're saying about the online environment, mate, it's like I can understand that when we were talking about, say, back at Blast, me and you were discussing it, and you're against some top tier teams. But against this level of team, right? Nothing to take away from Namiga, they played great. But on paper, you guys should just be kind of easily cruising ahead of them. And I'm struggling to see, other than this online factor, what the reason is.
Yeah, consistency. You're talking about consistency. I think the only consistent team in the world was Astralis. If you analyze other results, all teams like ups and downs, you know. And we're trying to be as consistent as Astralis and to build the same system and so on and so on. But you saw that we couldn't. We knew where they go, for example, on Nuke, but we couldn't even sometimes out aim them. We have stuck in like 3A, 4A, but we couldn't out aim players of Nimiga. So I think it's just something maybe psychological, probably. But I mean in this specific moment, because at the end you saw that Electronic did a good clutch, like 1 versus 3, I think that from Catwalk.
Yeah.
And Flamey also. So they felt that it's time to finish this match because it was in our hands and we are losing.
Yeah.
And so eventually, psychologically, players step up and it was fine.
So,
but yeah, it was not so consistent as we were wanted.
So, do you think that, or have you guys? Obviously, you guys have played one Road to Rio or one RMR tournament leading up to this point, and you had mixed results there as well. To put it nicely, have you guys been surprised of the overall level that you're going up against in the CIS region? Because you guys have been obviously the number one team for so many years. Are you guys taken a little bit by surprise by how good some of these teams are getting?
I wasn't surprised. I know that online it can be difficult against even tier 3 teams because they come tier 2 at least in terms of aiming, you know, and in terms of firepower, it's possible. And no pressure at all. You saw that Enemiga is playing really aggressive, and like CS Furia, for example, because they do a lot of aggressive stuff around the map. So we were not surprised, I think, because when we prepare to the match, I always analyze team, and I say like they can do like this stuff, and they're dangerous and not dangerous. So we know like what teams are dangerous and which are not. But I think we could finish this this match against Nemiga much earlier, even on Dust 2. It's just our inconsistency, you know. We're not consistent, as I said before. We can play 16-3 against, for example, G2, or we can close for Hard Legion really easy, and then we can struggle with Gambit youngsters, for example. So the main goal now is to become more consistent as a team, of course. But as we see that it's not a lot of teams as consistent in terms of results.
True.
So my question's more just for you, like going away from the match. You're someone who's pretty much been renowned over the years for finding talent. I wanted to know, so we've seen Astralis go to like 6, 7, 8, who knows how many rosters they've had at this point. If you could pick one player from the whole of the CIS scene to add as your 6th member, who would you pick and why?
A 6th member?
Yeah.
I think
no buyout, obviously.
Can we add like 7, 8, and so on? Because you know,
if you
add only one, there's no sense. Because if we add like Sniper, for example, we can add Shiro, for example, and I think you need to analyze also the character of the player, because he can not fit in our team, like in terms of personality, you know. So among strong players and young talented players, it is Mir, absolutely, from Spirit. He's a very talented guy. I was coaching him in Gambit, and in Virtus Pro, I think Jame and Kicker are really good players too. You know, in Game Big Youngsters, there's also Axel, but I think he's not so experienced to play on tier 1 level yet. But he's also a really talented guy. And
can I ask you, what? Yeah, I was about to say, Nemiga, you have played with Lollipop, haven't you?
Yeah, I played with him in Flipside. He's a good guy, but he has his weak sides also. I think he would play much different on LAN, in my opinion. But who knows?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Blade, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. You are the godfather of the CIS scene and bring all these talent through. So thank you very much for your time, my man, and good luck going forward. We expect to see the Na'Vi that comes out swinging next time around, mate, and I know you'll do what's possible to make that happen.
Thank you.